All right, guys. So I am going to be showing you how to do this calculating binomial probability assignment using either Desmos or Google Sheets. So here I've got one of the problems pulled up. I'm going to show you guys Desmos first because it is um, a little bit easier to use and to figure out if you're not having to like give me a table or something like that. So here I'm at Desmos. I'm going to pull up the keypad so that I can get to all of the fancy calculator part of it. Click this functions button. We are doing a binomial distribution. So we're going to look at this distribution tab, the DIST, and then we want the binomial distribution. Okay, so binomial dist. You can also just type that in if you wanted to. So if you didn't want to have to go to the button and figure it out, you could type it in and it'll do the same thing. But here it tells us what we need to input. So it says we need the number of trials and the probability of success. So we're going to look at our problem and see if we can identify those pieces. So here we've got, they have 200 employees, 40% are male. They're going to select four of them. So the four here is my number of trials, and the probability that they are male is 40%. Okay, so we are wanting to figure out the probability that exactly three of those are male. Okay, so here we've got my number of trials was four. My probability of success is zero point 0.4. So I just type those in, and you'll notice over here it kind of puts them on a little plot. If you'll click this little plus zoom to fit, it makes that a little easier to see. And we wanted to know the probability that exactly three are male. So on my graph, I'm going to go to the dot that represents three. So if you click on it, it tells you the value. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. So three successes, that probability is 0.153. Okay, so just over 15%. It wants us to round it to the nearest hundredth. So I will input just 15, so 0.15, because that's rounding it, and I'm right. Okay, so that is if it is exactly a value. Now, on this next problem, notice that it has a greater than equal to or less than equal to. It'll have different signs there. So we go about it kind of the same way. We look for my probability of success, and my number of trials that I'm going to do, and those go into my formula. So my probability or my number of trials on this is 3. My probability of success is 90%, so zero point 0.9. Okay, and I'm going to zoom the graph to fit. So here we can see my probability curve, and it wants less than or equal to 2. So if I have more than one value, meaning it's an inequality sign, not an equal sign, I'm going to do this cumulative probability. So I check that box and it says, well, what's the minimum number you want? So, oh, this is greater than 2. I was saying the wrong thing. So the number is greater than or equal to 2 if I'm shooting 3. So the smallest value this could be is 2 because 2 is equal to 2. And the biggest it could be is 3 because that's the most that I'm shooting. If you try to type in a value that's too big, it won't change it. So don't worry about that too much. Um, so we want to know 2 or 3, and it calculates that for you right here. So the probability here is 0.97. There you go. So if that's all you really want to know how to do, great. I'm actually think I'm going to end this video and I'll do another one that is over how to use Google Sheets to do the same type of solving.